Well, it's got to be the mountain. He's the biggest. He's the strongest.
Bulls are bigger than lions. Doesn't mean I'd pick a bull in a fight.
Well, if the bull had fangs and claws, I would. Right. The mountain. Our man Jamie.
If he ever gets out.
Loris Tyrell.
Loris Tyrell. He's prettier than the Queen.
I don't care about pretty. He's better with a sword than any of them.
How good could he be? He's been stabbing Renly Baratheon for years, and Renly ain't dead. The horses seem a little spooked to you.
They're horses. They get spooked by their own shadows.
Shh. Did you hear that?
No.
There's something out there.
Oh, you're a right little prick.
You should see your face. I swear you pissed yourself. Oh, who goes there? Oh!
There is something out there.
Yeah, don't even try me.
Rennick.
Do you think I'm an idiot?
Run it!
And who are you? The proud lord said that I must bow so low. Only a cat of a different coat, that's all the truth I know. And a coat of gold or a coat of red, a lion still has claws. And mine are long and sharp, my lord, as long and sharp as yours. And so he spoke, and so he spoke, that Lord of Castamere. But now the rains weep o'er his hall, with no one there to hear. Yes, now the rains weep o'er his hall, and not a soul to hear.
5 Lannisters dead for every one of ours.
They're dead. Take everything they've got.
We've nowhere to keep all these prisoners. Barely enough food to feed our own.
We're not executing prisoners, Lord Bolton.
Of course, Your Grace. The officers will be useful. Some of them may be privy to Tywin Lannister's plans.
I doubt it.
Well, we learn soon enough. In my family, we say a naked man has few secrets. A flayed man, none.
My father outlawed flaying in the north.
We're not in the north.
We're not torturing them.
The high road's very pretty, but you'll have a hard time marching your army down it.
The Lannisters hold prisoners of their own. I won't give them an excuse to abuse my sisters.
Okay. Hey guys, it's Gaslight. So the battle that we just saw was the Battle of Oxcross. And you'll remember from the last episode I said Robb Stark was invading the Westerlands. Well, he sort of did. Only sort of, from the eyes of the Lannisters. They thought he was going to go through any of the established mountain passes, but he took all of his cavalry, it's about 4,000 to 5,000 men, and rode them dead south into the Westerlands, less than 3 days' ride from Lannisport, to the village of Oxcross. This was where one of Tywin's cousins, Sir Stafford Lannister, was training his new army, the one to replace Jaime Lannister's, which had been utterly annihilated in the Riverlands. This army was similarly cut to pieces in just a few hours, and hundreds of noblemen were taken prisoner. The Starks simply released hundreds of prisoners because they just didn't have the ability to contain so many Lannister prisoners. And Stark followed that up with a successful siege of the city of Ashmark. Tywin is now taking him a tad more seriously. But at the same time, he's also received the message from King's Landing that Stannis Baratheon is only 2 days' march away. We're going to watch that now.
King's Landing will fall an hour after Stannis lands his force. It's not too late for King Joffrey and Cersei and the court to ride west to safety.
Surrender the Iron Throne.
Better than seeing their heads mounted on the city gates. Stannis will execute them all.
No, a king who runs will not be king for long. He's a Lannister. He'll stand and fight. Stannis, 2 days from the capital, and the wolf at my doorstep.
Scouts as sure as Robb Stark remains north of Ashmark.
The last time the scouts assured us of Stark's movement, he lured us into a trap. Which is why my son is his prisoner. Too close to Casterly Rock.
He sent a splinter force to recapture Winterfell. The Greyjoys have done us a great favor. Stark won't risk marching on Casterly Rock until he's at full force.
He's a boy and he's never lost a battle. He'll risk anything at any time. Because he doesn't know enough to be afraid. We'll ride at nightfall. I want a full night's march before he knows we're on the move. Clegane, you'll maintain a garrison here at Harrenhal. Track down this Brotherhood and destroy them. The girl's proven herself a good servant. She'll stay on with you. See that he doesn't get drunk in the evenings. He's poor company when he's sober, but he's better at his work.
So yeah, as you can see, Tywin Lannister has successfully convinced his brother that we can... Well, Tywin has convinced himself, not Tywin actually was saying, no, we need to go to King's Landing right now. Tywin has convinced himself that it's the best mechanism possible to defeat Robb Stark is to defend the Westerlands, because then his troops will be fighting on their own ground. His troops are mostly veterans, and he leaves a sizable garrison under Gregor Clegane to garrison the ruined fortress of Harrenhal. Unfortunately for the Lannisters, Tywin is prevented from crossing the Red Fork by Edmure Tully, who is the commander of the right wing of the Stark forces. And this tactical victory is going to be, in many ways, the worst defeat ever suffered by the rebels until the end of the war. Because in that interim, Tywin is able to get messages from Bitterbridge stating that Stannis is marching very, very quickly towards the capital. He's got all of the cavalry, and the Tyrells are willing to help in defeating Stannis Baratheon. And that... What Stannis needs to do now is he needs to take the city quickly. But he has no idea that Tywin's on the way. So... The fate of King's Landing is now very much in the air. It's not secure, and we shall talk more about the deep breath before the plunge in the next episode.